Everybody who coming in, please check the description and catch up on the topics. So, man, it's been a crazy week, man.
Yes, it has.
Some things stood out to me.
Every week has been crazy. So,
Right.
What else? What else can you what else could you take from it?
Right. People mad. They closed down the little EILD loan or the ELDI loan or whatever the hell it was called. People mad about that. Yeah, the SBA loan, the one everybody was out here janking and shit in the streets.
10,000 stain.
Get your 10K.
No, the thing is, I wasn't even mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what you do, more power to you, go get it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to go get it. What I'm upset about, you know what I'm saying? Like I might not did it myself, but what I'm upset about is the fact that you can't do shit. Like I put it like this: every time we get a stain or a lick on something, we got to go ahead and just take advantage of it.
Right.
We're out of control with the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing about motherfuckers smacking that shit 2-3 times under their own damn name. Like this shit is fucking crazy. Why do you have to be greedy? Why do you have to go ahead? And that's why they stopped the shit, because everybody and their mama was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it was crazy.
Was talking about it. They talking about it on social media, on like everything. And it's just crazy as fuck. So if you got a stain, you should go ahead and get yours and get the fuck out. You don't got to be greedy and doing all this extra goofy ass shit. That's the problem. Everybody got greedy and goofy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, coat on. Let's end this shit now.
Yeah. You know what? They had a report where they showed that it was way more people that applied for the motherfucking loan and the grant than it was actual businesses that was registered and shit. And
Yeah.
It was like, man, I can't even do the math of how many more times it was, bro. It was crazy. And I'm just like, I ain't knocking nobody hustle. I'm just saying if you're going to be smart about it, take the money, invest in it. But I do feel sorry for the businesses that missed out and somebody who didn't have a business that got this shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I can't front and act like that shit don't affect the economy and bother people. That the fact that people who really work hard and who grind to try to get theirs are getting cut out by people who on some shiesty shit.
Yeah.
So,
but like I said, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like even so, you should just get yours and get the fuck out. You don't have to go ahead and just be like posting the shit and just like all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's because the money's still there. The money's still there. They just shutting down that $10,000 advance.
Right.
Or whatnot. They shutting that shit down. So now you got to go ahead you got to go on the site and actually apply for not the advance, but you can only apply for a loan.
Yeah.
Just a straight loan. That part is open.
Right. They raped it, man. They raped it. It's crazy though, man. It just it's gonna get hectic because they talking about cutting back on them unemployment benefits. But I did see that they're gonna add an extra like $300 to $400 for the unemployment benefits instead of the $600 going forward. So
I don't understand why they wouldn't just keep the $6 going. Like I said, everybody can't go to work right now. Right. Everybody's in whole industries are down. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, you work in a specific industry, like I work in the hospitality industry, I can go get a hospitality job, right?
Hey,
everybody's
go ahead.
Real
quick. People that's out there, if y'all been affected, man, give us some reaction on the feed. Let us know if y'all been affected by the corona as far as y'all job. Because I know our job definitely got some bailout money. I was peeping it online. You can go online and see. Marriott definitely got some bailout money. I didn't see PSAV, but I know the hotel
PSAV is on the Blackstone.
Oh, so that's probably why I ain't seen them.
So that's right. So you see a Blackstone got the bailout money.
Right.
Because they controlling PSAV as an asset.
Right.
It's not it's on its own at the moment.
Well, I hope everybody. But some other current news. Did you check out the Power trailer?
I did see the Power trailer, but I mean, I'm not excited. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Power ended when Ghost died.
Ghost died, yeah.
It was over with for me. I mean, I don't want to see Tariq. I don't want to see none of that.
You don't want to see that shit?
I don't think I want to see it. I mean, maybe it can grow on me.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not excited.
But Tariq,
I'm already mad that Tariq killed the Ghost.
But he supposed to get Tasha out of jail and all this shit. I don't know, man. I might catch it.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The trailer didn't really catch me too much, but I can't really say that I ain't gonna watch it. I'm still gonna check it out.
It's just
I
not
ain't
the
gonna.
same. It ain't the same without Ghost.
It ain't, bro. It's not the
It
same
ain't
without
the same
Ghost.
without Ghost. Tariq clearly is dead.
Yeah. So did you hear about Megan Thee Stallion?
No. What happened with Megan Thee Stallion?
She got shot.
I was
Yeah.
hearing. You know what? I was hearing something about that, but I wasn't. I didn't want to sit there and I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was there were any legs to that story or not. So you telling me this is just.
So what I've heard a little bit and what I've seen is that they said like Tory Lanez was supposed to be in the car with her. So some people been saying different shit that they was fucking around. She was trying to end it with him. He wound up putting a gun on her. She smacked the gun. Some silly shit. You know how the streets get to talking. But we'll see what come out. I'm glad Shorty's still alive.
She okay.
Yeah, she's still alive, man. And she ain't what's her name. But we got to move on to politics, man. Your boy, man. I'm just gonna play the shit, man. I'm gonna let you see what Captain Orange did this week and shit. Cause it's always funny when you talk with Captain Orange, bro. So
boy,
that's your boy. Ain't my boy.
Boy.
Captain motherfucking Orange. Captain Orange is Donald Trump, y'all. So
you voted for him. You did that.
We're gonna check out some dumb shit that Donald Trump said this week. It ain't too long, so we're gonna check it out.
You did that.
Let's go back on it.
Let's talk about George Floyd. George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
Straight fallacy, man. Straight fallacy. So,
yeah,
that's what the Goofy said, man. When you looking at like the numbers, we're 3 times likely more to die by the police than a white person. Now, there's more white people overall. So, yeah, there's going to be more white people that die from the hands of police because there's more white people. But
wait the fuck a minute.
Yeah.
Because I will push back just a little bit about that.
Right.
Yes, there are more white people.
Yeah.
In the country, but that don't mean there are more white people are more subject to die from the hands of police officers.
Well, that's I didn't. So hold on.
You said there are more of them, but most time they have a better experience than we have.
Kels, you say push back. I'm agreeing with you. So there's no pushback. What I'm saying is that we're 3 times more likely to die due to like our per capita. So within our smaller number, it's higher than it's more likely for us to die than them.
Yeah, but I think our smaller number is bigger than their number.
No, but I think you got to look at that. If you're looking at percentages of black folks in America, we only make up what like 12 to 15%. So if you're looking at that, it's still like 50 over 50% of the population in America is still like white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like almost 50 if it ain't 50. So with that being the case, yeah, definitely they're gonna have higher numbers. And there's more white people on unemployment. There's more white people on motherfucking food stamps. There's more white people on motherfucking housing benefits. Like we know this shit, but they make it seem like that.
That's not reported though. It's only our lazy asses that be on housing and unemployment benefit. But I digress, neither here nor there. Trump, I don't think he was even going off facts or evidence when he made that dumbass statement.
No.
I mean,
he was just trying to deflect it because he didn't answer the question. Whenever somebody deflects a question, bro, that's how you know some shit is really up because it's like
he went the all lives matter route. I got you.
Exactly. It's the same shit. It's deflecting. And it's just funny, man. It's really funny that like Captain Orange still get away with this shit. Your boy Biden this week. Biden was actually good this week. He ain't do nothing to set me off, bro. So I really ain't got nothing on Biden. But I am gonna show you some other shit that Trump did. I'm gonna show you this shit because this shit is funny.
He ain't do shit.
Well, somebody asked them about have he took any type of cognitive testing like with dementia and anything like that. That shit was funny as hell.
I hope he did. You know,
he said he did, but then he
what do you mean?
He came back.
Huh? 86. Donald Trump was 85. Hell no.
Hey, man.
Old ass spot of here, man.
Hey man.
We get Barack back, please.
Right. You kind of want Barack back. Let me see. Let me see if I can
find back this motherfucker, man.
Your boy be snapping though. They got a good family. I don't know if say their whole family, but they done put out these Kumo boys. I'm fucking with them, man. I fuck with both of them, man. Let me see if I can get this.
I was looking at Chris Cuomo just a little while ago. I would not. Hey, all right. I think I'll let you show what you need to show, and then we'll talk about that after the video. But I have heard a couple things about Cuomo. That was not the best.
Right. But he's basically talking about the Trumps and they
on the victory lap.
Yeah, the Trumps and they whole little Goya incident. It's crazy that these niggas was coming at the Mexican community and then they out here selling Mexican community products and shit. Like, I just find that shit funny.
But you know what that stem from? Or not? It's much less about a racial thing as opposed to a Trump supporter thing, right?
Yeah.
So we'll listen to the video and then we'll comment afterwards.
I got you. Hold on.
With the sound.
I know, with the sound, right? Right.
Tell me how a president in the middle of a pandemic has got time for this bullshit. Are you kidding me? Hawking products, Goy, I don't care who it is. Resolute. This is what he's resolute about. Pandemic priorities. His daughter Ivanka, top White House advisor. Are you kidding me?
He's about to say fucking kidding me. He didn't say it.
Marketing for a brand following calls for boycotts after Goya's CEO heaped praise on Trump last week. On your dime, in the middle of a pandemic, they're selling beans.
They're selling beans.
Somebody got to make that shit to a song.
And this is what I was saying before we watched the video. It's more or less, it's not about racial thing. Yeah, he was against Mexicans and whatnot. That's how he ran and whatnot. But it was more about being not giving to the pressure of being politically correct. Okay. Because it all started when the CEO of Goya was casically coming out like, hey, I like Trump, blah, blah, blah. Trump did what I'm saying. All of a sudden, you know how our culture is. Because you like Trump and you a CEO and you a business leader, because the wave of the business leaders as of late has been towards diversity. I mean, just towards the cause, right? Yeah. At least on the surface it has. So for the CEO of Goya to come out, he being Mexican, to come out and say he like Trump, he like what he talking about and all that good stuff, it goes against the grain of what society is really talking about right now. So we're not. So it was like what Trump was trying to say was, I'm not fucking with the cancel culture type shit. Because when he came out, he came out, it was like boycott Goya. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even gonna go that far. Because like I said, I like the freedom of speech. I'm not even going that far. If you're a Trump supporter, you're a Trump supporter. I'm not gonna I didn't eat beans, Goya. I don't eat beans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't eat Goya products anyway, so it really don't affect me one way or another. But it was just Trump pushing back against Trump and Ivanka, pushing back against the politically correct shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we finna cancel him because he a Trump supporter. I mean, damn, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. If you was eating beans before, why the hell you gonna stop eating the beans now? Because you support the president that you don't like? Damn.
You know what?
You still gotta eat.
I think
Trump supporting his daughter.
I think if you want, I'm real big, bro. Like, it's certain companies I won't support if I don't like their agendas or if I don't like their practices. I won't spend my money with them. And like, I won't buy their products because ultimately it's gonna trickle back up to them. So I'm really like that.
Understandable, but you don't buy the products. How you gonna try to get everybody else? Hey, we're finna boycott. Everybody got some shit. Every company got shit in their closet that you can possibly boycott them about.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, in certain cases, that's why the little pushback. That's why the pushback come from me in a little bit, because in certain cases you would just stand with certain people depending on what they tell you. Because like, it's certain practices you don't know about, and if you find out about them, it'll totally throw you off morally, and you'll be like, I don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? It's just your ethics. You know, it depends on how you rock. So let's switch over a little bit. Let's get our politics. We're gonna jump on sports for a little bit. It ain't much too much to talk about. The NBA, they kicked it off, and they down in Orlando. So it's probably some nigga shit, and I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you think any of these niggas gonna bring some entertainment or company into the bubble that's gonna bring in the coronavirus?
You know what? I'm gonna say it like this. Yes, they are, because I
Yeah. But 3 months, bro. Like 3 months.
I'm not going 3 months without no Pootie. Fuck that. I can't do it.
I've been seeing
Yeah, but I won't do it.
I've been seeing the different analysts talking about it. They talking about getting some LA work flown out. People didn't mention entanglements, all type of little slick shit.
Bro, look, if you're an NBA player and you used to hitting a different woman every day of the week, what the fuck you gonna do in that bubble?
Man, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like, sometimes I gotta go ahead and do some shit, you know what I'm saying, to get my body right.
Hey.
So I'm feeling like playing.
Hey,
I might need to ask you. You don't know what get people going.
Hey, when what's gonna really be tripped out when they have some R. Kelly situations in that motherfucker, R. Kelly and Usher saying girl situations.
Same girl. Same.
That shit gonna be
like,
funny
damn,
as hell.
We didn't know about, see, I didn't know you was fucking with her and she was fucking with you or whatnot, and she fucking with me because we was all in different cities. But now we in the bubble and Keisha fucking with Keisha doing everybody.
Boy, somebody coming up. Somebody coming up in the bubble. And I ain't even knocking the hustle. Get it while you can. Get it while you can.
Somebody coming up, man. They're gonna be sending some goddamn girls over there, some shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's hard to change that lifestyle.
Before we switch off the NBA, give me your pick right now. As of right now, not you could change it later because we're gonna talk about this shit as the season go on. Who your pick right now going into the bubble? Give me your 4 teams in each conference finals.
Well, I got LA and LA
okay
in the conference finals.
Okay.
In the East, I got Milwaukee.
Okay.
Here go upset. You might not like it, but I'm going with Philly. Philly over Toronto.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm going with Philly to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Toronto don't have Kawhi no more. He's with the Clippers. So
I think
I'm just looking for a maturation process from Joel Embiid. Because if he can't do it this year, and all goddamn years, and he's supposed to be one of the best centers in the league, then he ain't the best. I don't want to hear his mouth no more. I
think in the West we still get the LA. I think some people have been speaking against it, but both them teams better than everybody else. They better than everybody else. Right. And in the East, of course, I got Milwaukee because Giannis gonna be something unhandled. You ain't gonna be able to handle Giannis. And I got Boston, bro. I got Boston. I
thought about Boston, but that was just too easy of a pick for me. I think Boston gonna falter. I think Boston gonna falter.
Check it out. Jason Tatum got to step up more because Gordon Hayward, Hayward gonna be out. Hayward gonna be out because of his baby.
He always out.
You know what I'm saying? His baby being born, so he coming back. But Hayward got to come into the shit killing. So I think
Hayward needs to play like he was playing, and Hayward needs to play like the player that they've signed from goddamn Utah. 2 years now.
Hey,
get your shit together.
Hey, he can facilitate long as Tatum stepping up. If Jason Tatum stepping up,
Tatum ain't gonna have it every night.
Hey, but what I'm saying,
they gonna have it every night.
Listen, you cut me off. You cut me off because they got Brown, they got Hayward, they got Smart. They deep, bro. Boston deep, bro.
Man, did you just say Marcus Smart?
Marcus Smart, bro. In big games, you cannot say Marcus Smart don't show up.
Okay, he had some shots, bro, but
no.
Offensive juggernaut.
No.
You just put the ball in the basket.
Excuse me, if you think basketball is just all about offense. When you have
I know that. Look at the league now. The way the rules are, they are geared toward offense.
Hey, Marcus Smart will go off for one game, and that game can be a pivotal game, and that's all you need. But I'm saying the defense and the offense. It's certain players, bro, that affect the game with hustle, defense, rebounding, passing, just even disrupting the other defense, or even being smart on offense to be able to run your sessions right. Like people knock Draymond. Draymond ain't probably one of the better people when you talk about like shooting, rebounding. He know how to play defense. He a good person. He a scrappy dude.
Facilitator.
He a great facilitator, but he knows how to stir the motherfucking spoon in the pot to make the motherfucking cooking come out right. The Warriors do not win those ships without Draymond. That's facts.
Nobody's
right. So that's what I'm saying. Somebody pivotal like that, and that's what I'm saying with Marcus Smart. He a pivotal type player. But we don't want to bore the ladies on the motherfucking basketball. I know how that go. So let's get into
ladies like basketball too. Stop.
I know, but we gonna get into the meat of potatoes tonight. The meat and potatoes tonight is Nick Cannon. So
Nikki, I'm a gigolo, spinning lots of oh, my bad.
Kiana said something about Keisha coming up, so I don't know what the hell that is. So we about to get into it, bro. I'm about to put Nick Cannon on, and after we put Nick Cannon on, we gonna listen to a couple snippets of the video, but we ain't gonna listen.
Drumline.
We ain't gonna listen to the full video because the full interview was long as hell. He was talking to Professor Griff. Him and Professor Griff was basically talking about
It was podcast, yeah.
what people see as the ruling elite class in America, as far as the white Jew. And so Professor Griff was always known for being in trouble for speaking on that from before. So we're gonna get into it now. We're gonna see what's cracking. Let's go.
Drumline.
Nick Cannon is here, raps.
Go to what it really is then. When we talk about the power of melanated people, when we talk about who we really are as guys, and understanding that our melanin is so powerful and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what, Dr. Francis C. Welsing talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation,
deficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have action, or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of low self-esteem, they're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough, torrential environments. So they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this conquering barbaric mentality that they're coming out of Europe. They then said, in order for us to survive, we have to take what's not ours. And then they went into the land that actually where we are originated. And instead of trying to make friends, they said, we want what you got. Because there's this mentality of whether it's the Caesars or even that we have to conquer.
Right.
So I say all that to say the context, and when we speak of whether it's Jewish people, white people, Europeans, the Illuminati, they were doing that as survival tactics to stay on this planet.
Right, because
we never had to do that.
Right, because they've learned when they circumnavigated the globe and they ran into these islands and these places, and we were already there to greet them.
Right, with open arms.
With open arms, teaching them, but they
were deficient.
They were deficient, so they wanted to get what they thought we had, and we did have it. So the rape took place of the woman. The theft took place of the natural resources.
And then that's when their disease,
exactly.
That's where their mentality, because I'm trying to get to that place of how they were able to get control over the gods. How they were able to get control over their original.
Once they learned that, though, and now they raped and impregnated, left and came back, and they saw the child lighter, they said, wow, that's when they learned genetics, genetic annihilation. So now you have to set up a system of white supremacy to control that.
Right.
So now we have 13 families here, Illuminati that's manipulating and controlling. Subgroups, Now we got to set up organizations.
Coming out of Europe.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
for that same system, now you're talking about survival, what you just laid out. Now it's fight or flight. Now we have to set up these systems in order to survive.
Right.
But listen, not just survive to get some damn some hamburger buns and some cheese. I'm talking about on a genetic level.
On the genetic, because they will, and that's even from the white nationalists to the white supremacy mentalities to Donald Trump himself wanting to build walls.
Right.
They're trying to keep their what they consider purity.
Exactly, on a subconscious
trying to stay
level.
alive.
Because sometimes they don't know why they acting out.
It's just been proven. Was National Geographic just put it out by 2050? Every person will be a person of color.
In a minute.
They saying that's.
So that's part of it, man. And you know what? Like, one of my first things I'm gonna say to it is that it's a lot of truth in it, bro. Like,
It is.
Majority of hold on.
It is. And
Yeah.
it is to a certain extent. I don't think he put it the right way. You know what I'm saying? I feel what he was trying to say. But you know, we stay in the world. We in the world right now where everything is PC. Everything is, you got to be PC on everything or whatnot. I mean, you have to be PC on with everything. And I respect him for saying what he feel. I just thought, I thought he was going to have a Deshaun Jackson moment.
Yeah.
He didn't. Or not. I just think
He's
a little bit more informed.
Yeah. He said
But
it.
he's really smart though.
He actually said differently on other part of it. How they got into the conversation. He was basically saying that we are the true Hebrews, that the black man is the true Hebrew. And what I'm saying is,
but what is that based off of though? Is that based off the fact that, you know what I'm saying, Jesus in the Bible is black? What, because this described as black and hair? I mean,
well, if you
what
look
is that based off of?
I have a hard time when we talking about history and then people bringing the Bible in context, because when you learn history in school, you didn't bring out a Bible, you brought out a history book. You know what I'm saying? You brought out a textbook. So like religion and the spiritual book is one thing. And then to another notion, when you talk about the history of a nation, if you want to say Israel is the nation that you're talking about, if you're talking about a religion, which is the Hebrew religion, you're talking about different things. And even when you go into like the biblical context of this stuff, like the Hebrew people were spread out on multiple different levels, multiple different times. So when you claim fame to something that was brought out of, my opinion, and this is for anybody that ever want to question it, you can please talk to me, but the Bible is mythology. Like, it is set there to explain some things that they didn't know. So that's why they made up stories. That's why a lot of the stories don't make sense. Logically, they don't make sense because they're actually trying to have a deeper point to get across to you. And if you can catch it, you can catch it, you can catch it. So this whole notion to attract back to just biblical characters more than anything, like we don't have so much other history outside of biblical characters that our history didn't make the people that made the biblical characters. You see what I'm saying? The people that wrote these stories, that created these myths, were our people. When we talk about the Asiatic man, the black man, the African man, whichever way you want to put it, we get caught up in the context of race and color, when really, when we go back far enough, our people didn't refer to themselves as black. You see what I'm saying? We didn't refer to ourselves as Egyptians. We had different names. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we use people of Kush, they had different names rather than what the foreigner gave us. You see what I'm saying?
But they didn't refer to themselves as black because everybody looked the same.
Well, yeah, it's one thing to get caught on the color. You know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about a nation of people, they come in different shades and different hues.
Yeah.
Black folks have always came in different shades and different hues. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the pigmentation that matter. I think Nick was speaking hella facts when he talked about at a certain point that the European or the white man was in certain conditions that warped their mind to make them act a certain way, whereas wars is conquering and shit like that. Yeah. And I think that we don't pay attention enough to like what was happening in ancient Rome and ancient Greece rather. Like how they was fighting amongst each other. Like motherfuckers. At
the same time, black people was fighting amongst each other too.
Wait.
We want to conquer. I mean, Zulu, all them.
Wait. But we wasn't it wasn't the same stuff, because we wasn't to the point where we was dominating people and taking them out all the way. We wasn't to the point where we was colonizing motherfuckers. If we had a
Of
dispute,
course,
we had
no, we wasn't. But what I'm saying, like, we were just white people was not the only people who want to conquer. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But it's
Like,
a
fought all the
difference.
time, and they conquered each other.
It's a difference. I would beg you to name me one nation that did what Europe did to the rest of the world. One African nation that did what Europe did to the rest of the world. I can't think of that. Nobody, right? So that's totally different than saying, hey, we got a dispute, we might fight, and at the end of our fighting, we gonna take certain niggas into captivity or slavery to make sure that y'all don't fight back and overtake us.
We're gonna take y'all leaders.
Right. Or whatever. Well, even if you take the men or whatever the case may be, that's one thing. But to do what the colonizers did is something totally different. They got their own term for it. It's called colonization. You see what I'm saying? They got a whole history behind it. And I think Nick and Professor Drift, and I think, you know, they come from the schools of like, you get into like Dr. Clark, you get into Dr. Ben, you get into Amos Wilson, you get into Chancellor Williams, like all these people that bro was coming from. I rock with, you know what I'm saying? But not all their information checks out. Like if you get
that's what I was trying to say earlier when I was saying I like where he was coming from.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. I just think he was just a little, and some of his points was just a little ill-informed.
Yeah. I feel you. I think you're right. He was,
I'm saying, like, it was just a little ill-informed. Some of the shit I was like, what the fuck are you?
Right. I think when you try to draw back and you try to exclude other people, I think that's where the problem come in at. Like you talking about mythological characters. Or if you want to say, if some people want to believe that that's history, you got a lot of work to do because you got Persian influence, you got Greek and Roman influence. I think people who mention those things and don't dive in deeper into the context, you can tell that they haven't studied, because if you study, then you know that it was other people that influenced what we might call Judaism. The Judaism that we get within a biblical sect is only a subset of Judaism. Even within that, I'm gonna dive in a little bit. You had the Sadducees, you had the Pharisees, you had the Essenes, you had a whole bunch of different sets of Judaism within the
All
Bible.
These cults that started.
Even Christian,
those sprouted out.
Right.
Different sects of
Judaism. Christianity and Islam are all birthed out of Judah, out of the Abrahamic faith. So I get where Nick is coming from to say, like, yeah, that's African, or yeah, that's Asiatic. Like, I get you on that. But I think when you get into the point and you start calling people savages and you start going left without
he was saying that, bro. But you know, he was saying that because that was the term that was applied, that was put on us. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout the whole I mean, just throughout the generations or whatnot. I mean,
I think you can appeal to that by referring to that behavior rather than calling them savages, or even saying that they were
because it wasn't right when they did it to us, so it wouldn't have been right. And that's what they really saying.
You can draw that conclusion off their behavior.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if you talk about like the Vandals, like he was starting to speak on in one of the clips, the Vandals, that's where you get the term vandalized from. Not to be on no hotep ship or nothing like that, but like we ain't got time to really dive all the way into it. But like these motherfuckers, the barbarians, the barbaric wars that were happening, like this shit is recorded. I think I seen a mod online, a mod that graduated after us, but homie, he posted that it's a show on the History Channel that talk about this, and I'm like, people don't peep the mind of the European after Rome fell, and when you got into Europe, like the motherfuckers, they was scavenging, bro. They was on a point where like it was, give me mine and fuck you. If I gotta kill you, I'm gonna kill you and take what I need because I need to be straight. They don't dive
like America,
right? They don't really. That's the motherfuckers that came here. They don't dive into the Moors. Like they don't go into the history of the Moors because that's something that they try to like put up under a carpet and bury. You know what I'm saying? So like once you dive into real history, you will get out of so much holding on the context of religion to prove points. And you can go to real motherfucking history that they claim, their history. Use their history in context when you talk about them. And then that way you don't have to worry about them calling you anti-Semitic or anything like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's really a thing like white people, they evolved so much since then, right? You know what I'm saying? So it was. I always thought, in a funny way, not all of them like this, but back then when they were busy labeling us as savages or any other derogatory names we've been called, it was kind of like you were really reflecting how you feel about yourself or the deficiencies in yourself on us. You know what I'm saying? Now they've evolved so much since then. Or not. But I just think that was the reasoning back then. And that shit just permeated from generation to generation.
Well, yeah, once you got certain things already set, you don't have to worry about doing any other further damage because it's already set. If I take you out one generation financially, the generations after you are fucked up for at least 3 after you. You know what I'm saying? So like that's already known. So if I take you out financially and it has effect, if I take you out on a social level, like where your mind ain't right, where you can't even see the world in a certain level, then that's gonna fuck up the generations after you also because you teaching these kids. Your mind ain't right and you ain't right. The kids after you gonna be fucked up too. And that's something that kind of wanted to draw into on a different conversation about generational curses. But it's a little bit more I wanted to dive in on Nick. I see this a lot, man, and I don't know. I kind of want to talk about it. We kind of gonna get into it.
Get it.
You see a lot of times that people get to talking about history, right? And they always bring up like the Bible, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I could bring up the
in a lot of people's minds, the Bible is a part of history. The Bible is a form of history. We know what it is. I'm just saying before you. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
But in a lot of people's minds, the Bible is a form of history. Imagine you've been going to Sunday school all this time. You've been going to church damn near all your life. I mean, it comes to a point where you get told the same thing so many times. It's got to be true, right?
I think it's a lot of dogma, man. I mean, like you got political dogma. You got religious dogma. And I think this is one of the cases where trying to hold on to a dogma or a mythology that's not, you ain't even approaching it. Like, I get black people. If black people brought me Christianity in an African form, if you brought me Coptic Christianity, if you brought me Christianity from Africa in the context of you bringing me the books that they follow, like if you bringing me anything that came from a start of Roman, from Greek and Roman, and then fell back down to Africans, I don't want to hear that shit either because it started with them motherfuckers. Like that's just what it is. And I think whenever you study like a biblical text, you get into that point where you like, okay, let me find the connection to Africa. Let me find the people. Newsflash: when you go into Africa, when you get into the Coptic Christians, when you get into the Ethiopian Christians, you find out it's different thoughts of belief in different books, and it's different things that they believe rather than the white man in the Western version of the Bible.
King James.
So King James version, New International Version, whatever the fuck version you want to fucking say. Right. But when you're talking about the African, the Ebionites, or if you want to go back to Marcion, I mean, when you want to dive deep into this shit and not live on the surface, bro, then you can find better shit to stand on. When you speak about it, a motherfucker can't fire you because you're not speaking in an anti-Semitic tone. You actually telling these niggas their history. And when they agree with you on their history, what can they say at that point?
Yes,
like I said,
I was saying earlier, it's not what you, it's how you say it. You know what I'm saying? I understood what he was saying. The way he was trying to put it, and he knew that he was touching, he was trading on touchy subjects.
He said the shit,
he
right?
Said it. He said it like, hey, I gotta watch how I'm saying this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, one of the most beautiful things.
Still turned out to be bad for him.
It ain't come out to be bad. This one thing I would say. The beef now is that Viacom is holding up Wildin' Out, so he can't take Wildin' Out and go elsewhere and make his bread with it, right?
Yeah,
they need to get that man his shit because that's his shit. He deserved Wildin' Out. That's his shit.
Yeah.
Now the biggest thing that I seen from it, you had Diddy make a post, and Diddy say, "Yo, brother, come fuck with me." Nigga, all y'all fuck with each other. Go fuck with Tyler Perry.
That's supposed to happen though.
I know. Go get Tyler Perry, nigga. Let's do this shit. And I think that's the mentality that we gotta have now. Fuck Whitey. Fuck anything that's associated with the bullshit that they don't want to open up and be honest about. Like you have people of European descent that call themselves Jews that practice a religion. When you study Dr. Ben, like Nick was talking about Dr. Ben Dr. Ben admits that the shit is a religion. That he's a motherfucking African man, and that the shit is a religion.
Yeah.
So like, it's a guiding principle in your life. The shit's not history, bro. Do not lose your bread arguing over some shit that you cannot prove. It doesn't make sense. Your belief system is your belief system. If you want to stand on your belief system, stand on your belief system. I'm totally for that. But we got to be real when we're talking about history. We got to talk about peer-reviewed studies. I love Dr. Ben. I love Dr. Clark. I love Amos Wilson. I love Chancellor Williams. I love them niggas.
Wrong with it.
Bro, them niggas woke me up, bro. But if you don't double check they shit, then you fucking up. You doing a disservice.
You doing the same shit that you know what I'm saying that everybody else is doing in regards to the religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like you shouldn't have nobody should be able to tell you something you don't be able to, you don't research.
Yeah.
That's just on you as a person.
That's facts, bro. So let's stay on this while we at it. How do you feel having a job and some shit like that? Like Nick spoke his mind and then he lost his bread. How do you feel having a job and we having a podcast and you posting on live and shit like that online and shit? How does that affect your mental? And y'all that's out there too, please comment in on the chat and on the feed. I want to know how y'all feel about posting online, or do y'all block y'all coworkers or such?
No, you know what? I'll be sitting here lying if I ain't tell you that it's always in the back of my mind. Because you know, we black, just straight up. Majority of the people we work with, I mean, a very good majority of the people we work with are white. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I ain't gonna sit here and I'll be sitting here lying to you, telling you this not in the back of my head. But with all the points that I make, no matter what I feel and how I say it, I would say it to anybody who has, especially a white person who got something to say about what I have to say in regards to my opinion. When I say something, I got things to back. I got ways and things to back up what I'm saying. As a point to the degree where if you want to come to me and challenge me what I'm saying, then we can have a whole argument right there. I want the smoke, right? Yeah. So it's not as if you can come to me and sit there and say, yeah, you made some kind of comment, blah, blah, blah. I can sit here and tell you what the comment I made, why I made it, what the context behind it and everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then sit here, and if you trying to come at me over some dumb shit because of some shit I said, make you look stupid. Yeah. Right?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've worked at jobs where I've been a part of the hiring process, and we looked at niggas' Facebook pages, like straight up. Yeah. We did. Like, you want to make sure that you're looking out for certain things. And if you seen certain things that turned you off, they turned you off. So you got to be honest with yourself. Bro, I'm pro-black, pro-African, pro anything that has to do with our people. And that's unapologetic about it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. And I'm going to take the consequences that come with it. And that's the one thing that I appreciate about Nick and his shit. That nigga didn't apologize on certain things. Certain things.
And that's what I thought they fired him for, really. Because they wanted him to hurry up and come out and apologize. Because you know how this PC society is, right quick. Yeah. You can't say any, like, even if you're talking about Jews in the wrong way. Yeah. But you think you're saying it in the right way, but it happens to be the wrong way, but you just might not know, right?
My thing is
anti-Semitic.
Hold on. He was on that he was on a podcast talking about the 6 controlling media companies, right? Yeah. Nigga, he worked for one of them. Like nigga, you work for one of them. Like, I love that nigga, but nigga, you work for one of them, nigga. Like, come on, bro. And if that
don't mean he can't have an opinion.
But hold on.
He clearly knew that when he got on the show. When that shit happened, like you said, you give him props for taking the shit.
Hold on. We'll have this interview after I make sure that I got wilding out for myself. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't playing chess though.
That's what I'm saying, and I think like
he played checkers and got his ass checkmated.
He approached the conversation like you say, watching out, tiptoeing and shit like that. But like when you get into the truth you can't tiptoe around. The truth is gonna be the truth, and when the truth come out, it come out. And so man,
rock with it or not.
The behavior of the the European, I guess you could say, or the Anglo-Saxon or whatever, was built out of the shit that he was saying. But it was just certain words that I know fucking threw them off when he got to the point of calling them savages and shit. And they was closer to the animal than we are. Like, I agree with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do. You know what I'm saying? But this is my part.
That's a reflection of how they are and how they feel about themselves and how they know how they know what they are. That's a reflection of them putting it off on us.
I think a lot.
You know what I'm saying? So if I know that I had to live a savage life to survive, but I see these beautiful people
I'm a savage.
When I see these beautiful black people when I come lay down, when I come and touch down in South Africa or whatnot. Hey, and they acting nothing, they acting civilized. Yeah. And I'm the one that's I'm gonna just sit there and say, yeah, they the ones that's acting weird and retarded. You know what I'm saying? When they go back to telling they friends about it and they peoples about it when they get back to their land. Hey.
All right. So while we,
like I said, they've evolved from that. They've evolved from that, and it's a lot better. You know what I'm saying, we not on the show sitting here talking about all white people bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's not at all.
So while we still on this,
y'all know who y'all are.
You know what? I'm still confused though, Nick. I'm gonna have to look up Nick and see exactly what he is. I know he was born a Christian. I know he fucked with with him being an Israelite. And if he's a Hebrew Israelite, I got a lot of motherfucking questions. If there's any Hebrew Israelites watching right now, please.
You might be trying to find yourself, bro.
Please chime in.
Know what he is?
Any Hebrew Israelites chime in? Because my question is this shit, right? Hebrew Israelites, right?
Yeah.
They follow, I won't want to say a newer version of the Bible. They're not just rocking with the Tanakh and the Torah. Yeah. They add on the New Testament. They add on Christ as being Yeshua or whatever the case may be, or whatever they want to call him, right?
Yeah.
How y'all doing all this shit with Roman texts?
Facts. Right.
That's my biggest question.
So it's right. It's based off the text of
and they
somebody that has nothing to do with them.
And then they paint themselves on top of it. Like if we talking about like the lost tribes, like bro, we're gonna have to get some genetics tests done. Like we're gonna have to do some real shit to really figure this shit out. Like we can't just say some shit without having a real context. And when you get into like Israel, right? Mm-hmm. The white motherfuckers that claim to be these Jews, they go off and they do research on the land. They do digs and they try to find evidence, right?
Yeah.
There's no evidence coming from Egypt to their land, to their so-called promised land, which is Palestine or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Right. University of Tel Aviv can't find this shit. What they ultimately find is that the Hebrew religion was birthed out of civilizations that was outside of the Canaanite religion.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion, all them people had melanin. Rather, if they were African or more Arab or whatever, they still had people. They were other pigmentation. They was a people of color.
Yeah.
Right. So the facts show that even when you look at the scripture in the context of the scripture, the Old Testament is what we would call not monotheistic but polytheistic, even henotheistic. If you went to religion. If you went to religion, you might catch up what I'm talking about, because you also got other gods. In the Old Testament, it speaks about other gods. It say, thou shalt not have other gods before me. It talked about the god of Baal. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. It's very clear in the Old Testament that other gods exist, but you're not supposed to worship other gods. You're only supposed to worship one.
That's what it say.
Right.
Say.
But the thought of a monotheistic view is that there's only one God.
You can't be both.
Right. But as you know, the history of, I guess we would call the Hebrew people or the Jewish people, they went under captivity of Persia, which they call Babylon when they got exiled to Babylon or whatever the case may be. When you look at it in context, the Persians brought in monotheism in the core, where you have a good God versus the evil subset God, right? Mm-hmm. But that's still polytheistic or henotheistic type situation, because you got powerful gods. You got gods and you got angels. You don't just have one God. You see what I'm saying? And nothing else. Monotheism is one God and nothing else. No angels, no devil, none of that shit. Just one God. Right. That's true monotheism.
Yeah.
After the Jews leave out of Persia from captivity, they now rewrite their scriptures. If we have a hard time finding our ancestors and we live in technology, how the fuck did
no way in
these?
hell they could have found this.
There's no way in hell that they was able to find that shit and trace that shit. But I'm not knocking nobody's belief. Some people believe that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible and that Ezra was able to get them back and find the books. They wrote that in the story after they went into captivity and they got broke apart and their scriptures got scrambled everywhere. Artaxerxes from motherfucking 300, that nigga, the real life nigga, Cyrus or whatever, he motherfucking commissioned for them and gave them money out of Persia's government and empire to allow them niggas to rebuild. Yeah. So like, bro, like if you're not talking about the real motherfucking history, save that shit because you gonna get met by somebody.
They can save it if they knew what they were saying. They ain't talking about the real history because they don't know the real history, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I grew up with that shit. I cared about that shit growing up. I did. My grandma raised me as a Christian.
They don't know the real history. Some saying, bro, you can't knock them for what they don't know. You only know what you know.
What I'm saying is that you can't speak on certain shit with bogus facts.
Yeah, but that's society. Everybody wants to speak on some shit they don't know nothing about.
No. Well, what I'm saying is that you got to watch what you speak on, and before you speak on it, you should research it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's what you should. You should do that for me because shit, you respect me and you honor me, and you should do that for yourself because you respect and honor yourself. I'm not gonna give you shit that you can't go look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thank everybody that chimed in tonight, man. Cuz CP chimed in saying congrats on the podcast. We appreciate it. The nigga Daniel Silman chimed in. That nigga Dan said, "What's up, my boys?" Regina. You remember Crazy Chris from Around the Crib?
Yes.
His sister Regina. His sister Regina say this is good. We appreciate the love. We had Grace in, we had Joy in. We appreciate everybody that chimed in, man. Like I said, Nightcap podcast is open for any and everybody to come on and talk with us. Man, this is just not about us coming on here and talking our shit. It's about y'all too. Bro, you got anything else to add before we get off here tonight, man?
I want everybody to be safe, man. I want everybody and just read and research. You know what I'm saying? Like we look at the news and we look at all these things, the things that's coming at us. We got so many lanes of information to take in or whatnot. Just make sure that you're researching the information that you take in because everything is not what it is on its face. Be safe. That's all.
Right. We gonna fuck with y'all, man, next week. Excuse my language. I'm a little tipsy off the Douce and the motherfucking ciders. What you was on tonight, bro?
Love, you already know I had the motherfucking Remy as always. As always. Rim thing. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You say
hey, bro, I'm gonna end the live stream, but you stay on here, all right?
Okay.
All right, y'all. Peace out. Love y'all.